All right, good morning, everyone. This is Rick Pruscia with Premier Marketing, and I'm joined on the line with Christy Johnson. We're working in the long-term care division of Premier, and we were just talking with two of our presenters with ASSI about the market that we're trying to find these days. We're trying to find different solutions for a long-term care situation, whether it be traditional long-term care, whether it be hybrid products, the quote-unquote short-term care market. And then there comes ASSI, something that is definitely an alternative for clients who are trying to find some type of care solution. And over the last how many years, we've been working with ASSI. This is really something that it doesn't fit into any arena that you're familiar with, but yet it can work into those same markets, whether it be long-term or hybrid or short-term insurance, because it is so flexible and because it does handle a situation that no insurance product can. So the whole idea today is to get you more familiar with this service plan. The whole idea today is to get you thinking about the clientele that you have sitting there right now that you haven't been servicing because you don't have an option for them. So by all means, I know we have our contact information up on the screen. Feel free to get in touch with us after the webinar, and we're happy to go over this further. But without further ado, I want to hand it over to the gentleman at ASSI so we can get it straight from the horse's mouth how this product can help your bottom line and your clients.
Well, thank you, Rick. Good morning, everybody. I am Mark Sinton. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for American Senior Services. I'm here with my colleague, Scott Gross, who's our Marketing and Training Director. Scott will be presenting a slide presentation introducing our home care plans. Please keep in mind that our home care plans through Premier Marketing and all your rep agreements would go direct to Christy or to Rick. But in saying that a representative of our product can write our plans, market and sell our plans in nationwide, same paperwork, same pricing, identical throughout the country. There's nobody else that can say that other than our company. For our newcomers, and I know there's probably a handful that may already have done appointment paperwork. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Rick.
That's an anomaly that came through. Go ahead.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Just for our newcomers, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of our company. American Senior Services launched the home care plans 2008, so we're in our second decade. We have earned an A+ rating with BBB and have the highest rating from Dun & Bradstreet. As I said, a representative can market and sell our plans nationwide. Some of our key points about training, marketing, and making money is keep in mind that the plan are effective the day of sale. So the day that you write it is the effective day of the contract. There is a 10-day free look period that starts on that day. You know, we're going to talk a lot about that this is not a short-term care solution. Our plans, and there's 4 different programs, the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum that you'll see in Scott's presentation shortly, that can be anywhere from 3 to 10 years when somebody would start service, when and if they start service for home care. So far from a short-term solution, and we're really the only true long-term care home care solution in the country. We're going to talk a lot about risk and reward, who is actually should be presented to our plans and really who should not be offered our plans. So we call it risk and reward. A little bit more information. Myself, of course, I've been an insurance agent for over 35 years, specializing in senior products. Our target market are what we call super seniors, age 65 and older, still self-sufficient. Average age of purchase is in the mid-70s. Just so everybody knows, there is no fee to be a representative of our company. All compensation is payable 10 days after we receive the enrollment. You're vested as of your first sale. The agents that are familiar with traditional long-term care are going to appreciate our enrollment form that's less than 10 minutes. Again, it's a field issue. contract, a field issue contract. Something else, I know that we all kind of look at some of these rate books that are getting thicker and thicker every time we look at a company. We have a single page rate sheet. So again, all ages are the same, no gender pricing. One of the things that we try to always point out is to keep it simple. There's so many plans that are meant to be confusing, and that, you know, in our case, it really is for home care. When and if a senior needs help, all they have to do is call the toll-free number, and we handle it from there. So I always say, especially for agents that are used to complicated products, don't make ours complicated. It's meant to be simple. We also want to just talk about suitability before we get into Scott's slide presentation. And just so everybody knows, during this presentation, you can type in any questions that you may have. You're on mute right now. So right after the webinar is complete, we'll review those questions and have, of course, Christy and Rick available, and Scott and myself. Suitability, and this is something that's so important for all agents to understand, that this needs to be offered to seniors that are still self-sufficient, not receiving care. There's one question on the enrollment form that talks about that. And again, let's not have a blind eye to that, that if somebody has the intent to purchase our plan today and shortly after the 90-day good standing period, what all of us agents know is a waiting period, and then go on service, that would not be a suitable enrollment and not a successful way to offer our plans. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Scott Gross, who's going to start the slide presentation. And again, I want to thank Christy and Rick for putting everything together, and everybody for participating. Here is our Marketing and Training Director, Scott Gross.
Thanks very much, Mark. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to join us. Let's go ahead and get started here. So when you go into a house, these are just some questions that you can use to get started in assessing someone in a household. You might want to ask them, what company do you have in place for your home care assistance plan? Are you aware that 70% of seniors will require some type of home care in their lifetime? Do you have someone who's able to assist you or relieve a family member if you suddenly become sick or injured? Do you know that today the cost of home care assistance can run between $1,000 and $4,000 a month or more? So this is where the True Freedom Premier plans come in. They're the most viable alternative to traditional long-term care insurance today. True Freedom Plan members are seniors, usually 65 and older, who've waited too long to start shopping for traditional long-term care insurance and are now unable to obtain traditional long-term care because of underwriting or financial limitations. Now, these can also be seniors with existing long-term care policies that maybe they have lengthy elimination periods, maybe they're tax-qualified policies, or they don't have a cost of living increase rider, so they're now below the current cost of care. So there's many different ways to work a True Freedom Premier plan into someone's existing health care portfolio. But the True Freedom plans offer seniors an opportunity to reserve home care service hours, which can be accessed in the future when assistance becomes essential. Like Mark mentioned, there's no ADLs or health triggers or doctor's reports in order for the members to receive service. When a member needs help, all they do is pick up the phone, call our toll-free number, and in most cases we have someone there within 24 hours, contractually within 72 hours. No insurance company on the planet works that quickly. But like Mark mentioned, we do have one suitability standard for enrollment. There's no medical underwriting. There's just the suitability standard for enrollment. And members need to initial this statement. I am able to live independently and do not currently need or receive essential home care service or assistance, including from family members, at the time of enrollment. If in need of or receiving care, do not submit the enrollment. So an agent's thorough evaluation to determine a senior's suitability for enrollment is the most important factor to the continued success of the True Freedom Premier plans. So during your evaluation, you're going to want to determine a senior's true independence at the time of enrollment by their ability to grocery shop, prepare meals, handle their finances, get to and from appointments, and conduct all day-to-day activities regularly without any assistance. And agents should guide the members to put the plans away to utilize in the event of an unexpected injury or illness, or decline in health. But at the time of enrollment, new members should not require or be in need of any of the plan benefits described in our brochure. If the intent is to utilize the True Freedom Plan as a transportation or cleaning service shortly after the 90-day good standing period, again, that would not be a suitable enrollment because the plan benefits coincide within the home care service when there's been a change in the member's ability to care for themselves from the time of enrollment. So if and when a member chooses to go on service, please also understand that commissions are suspended during any months a member is utilizing home care assistance of their plan. So it's not going to do you as an agent any good to sign someone up who's going to go on service in the 91st day because your first-year comp is going to stop right there. So as you get into our brochure, on page 2, it talks about an evolution in avoiding nursing home confinement. And it gives that statistic how 70% of seniors are going to need some form of home care in their lifetime. And it also talks about how seniors think that their existing health care is also going to cover all of their home care needs, and we all know that's simply not the case. It also talks about how family members want to be there for their elder loved ones, but quickly become overwhelmed by the amount of work involved in caring for those senior loved ones. So this is where the True Freedom Premier plans come in place, giving a much-needed break to those family members or providing care because those family members do not live nearby for their elder loved ones, so that the good sense of having a True Freedom Premier plan in place is going to give members and their families the peace of mind, security, and independence in being prepared as they move forward together. So on page 3, it gives the overview of the 4 different plans that are available. Our suitability standard is there in the middle of the page, and below that is the benefits that every True Freedom Premier plan carries. So all of the things seniors and their loved ones are most concerned with. Meal planning and preparation, assistance with dressing, bathing, toileting, hygiene, grooming, laundry and ironing, grocery shopping, light housekeeping, monitoring diet and food expirations, medication reminders, accompanying to doctor's appointments, places of worship, and more. But at the top of the page, you have the 4 different plans that are available. The next line below that is the lifetime membership hours available in that particular plan. The line below that is going to be the way the hours are distributed. And the line at the bottom is the current lifetime retail value. So we're going to go over the last 2 lines of each plan. So the True Freedom Premier Plan hours, they're divided into 10 equal bundles that add up to the lifetime membership hours of a chosen plan. So the example we have on the screen now is the Gold Plan, has 6,000 lifetime membership hours that are divided into 10 bundles of 600 hours. So regardless if a member accesses their service hours in the 2nd year of their membership or the 5th year or the 7th or the 9th, they would begin utilizing that first bundle of 600 hours. And they could utilize those hours as quickly or as slowly as they desire. But once they've used up that first bundle of 600 hours, they do go into a 90-day rejuvenation period where if they still needed continued care, they would have to self-pay at that point. But then on the 91st day, they would begin to access their second bundle of hours. And once again, they can use those hours as quickly or as slowly as they desire. And that cycle will repeat until a member has utilized all 10 bundles of the lifetime membership hours of their chosen plan, at which point their membership would come to a conclusion and they would not be permitted to purchase another plan. So also know that members can access multiple bundles in a single calendar year within the boundaries of the membership. So especially on those lower level plans, when people go on 24-hour care, we've had people go through 2 bundles and start a 3rd bundle in a 12-month period. But the explanation for the rejuvenation periods is that the rejuvenation period is similar to a donut hole with traditional insurance, and it's allowed our company to avoid rate increases within the financial analytics of the company. But unlike traditional long-term care, members do not need to recover in order to receive continued care at the end of our rejuvenation period. Also know that members are going to be informed when a rejuvenation period is approaching so that they can plan for family member and friends to become more involved and get them through that 90-day rejuvenation period. Now, in terms of the current lifetime retail value of the plans, those amounts are based on the current network home care agency average hourly price nationwide of currently $25 an hour. So it gives the 1,500 hours of the bronze plan a $37,500 value, and it goes all the way up to the platinum plan's 10,000 hours, having a $250,000 retail value. So on the top of page 4, it describes the 2 options of non-medical home care service available to every True Freedom Premier Plan member. Members can select to utilize either agency hours, which are provided by a network of licensed and registered home care agencies in our True Freedom network, or if they're just more comfortable having someone they know come and provide their home care service versus having a stranger come in, they can actually utilize what we refer to as anytime hours, where the members choose a friend or neighbor to provide their home care assistance. It just cannot be a family member or someone already living in the household. Now, there's a lot more latitude in utilizing the anytime hours, which are provided by that chosen friend or neighbor. Those hours are available any day of the week during any and all hours, including as an overnight or 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week live-in situation when requested. The agency hours are available for up to 5 hours a day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Now, the only requirement for full access to the initial hours of a chosen plan is that memberships must be past a one-time 90-day good standing period, and that's only following the initial enrollment into our plans. Okay, for some reason the slide is not, there we go. So in terms of the anytime hours, which are provided by the friend or neighbor, that friend or neighbor is going to be compensated between $10 and $15 an hour. In the vast majority of the cases, it's right there in the middle at $12.50. So that friend or neighbor is going to fill out a worksheet that they're going to email into us, and that payment is then sent to the member who's going to reimburse that chosen friend or neighbor. The agency hours, all home care agency hours, are going to be booked by us, and the invoices are going to be sent directly to ASSI and paid upon receipt. ASSI carries no debt, and your client, our member, never sees a bill or an invoice. They only continue to pay their monthly or annual membership fee. Now, if something were to occur during that initial 90-day good standing period following their initial enrollment, it's very rare that it happens, but there is service available if, God forbid, that were to happen to one of our members. They take a trip and fall accident, something of that nature. They're going to be able to access 10% of the initial hours of their plan as an emergency care benefit during that 90 days. So that's up to 15 hours with our bronze plan, all the way up to 100 hours with our platinum plan. And again, all members need to do when they need service is call our toll-free number that's there in the brochure. It's also on the field issue contract. On the screen right now, we have a list of the top nationwide corporations that are already part of the True Freedom network of home care agencies. Now, these represent thousands of locations. If someone wants to know which home care agency we would utilize in their state, they can go right onto our website at www.truefreedomhomecare.com. There's an area there that says search for caregivers. You just put in your state, and it would let you know which home care agencies we would utilize in that state. But the benefits to the True Freedom Premier Plan members are quite profound. The number one thing being peace of mind to the seniors and their families that a plan of care is now in place. Statistically, the number one reason a senior needs assistance at home is because of a trip and fall accident. The only way to be prepared for that is to already have some kind of plan in place. The other thing they love about our plans is the ease of use, the fact that there's no paperwork, there's no claim forms, there's no ADLs. We don't make people jump through any hoops. All they do is pick up the phone, give us a call, and like I said, in most cases we have care at their door within 24 hours. They also love the fact that this can delay or avoid a nursing home stay. 99.9% of the seniors you talk to never want to think about going to an assisted living facility or nursing home if they don't have to. And we feel the True Freedom Premier plans give them the very best shot at staying in their home for as long as possible. They're also going to have a quality recovery at home. There's a much smaller chance of infection at home versus facility-based care. It's very wise financial planning to have a plan in place paying that small amount every month versus the thousands of dollars that can come in per month. We've had no increase in our membership fees in our company's history. We don't see one in the foreseeable future, and if one was ever deemed necessary, our initial strategy is to raise rates on new members, not existing members. But the members also love the fact that they have the freedom to choose to receive care either from a licensed agency or the comfort of knowing that they have someone they know coming in to provide their home care service, in that friend or neighbor. It's also a very personalized plan of care. We keep very extensive notes in our database, so whenever a member of ours calls up, we refer to the notes and we pick up right where we left off. What I'd like to do now is to talk about some of the built-in features that are part of every True Freedom Premier plan, and you're definitely going to want to go over these during your presentation. The first one is our True Freedom Discount Reward Program. While they're waiting, sometimes many years before they're going to need to utilize benefits, members are going to earn a 10% discount upon the anniversary and renewal of membership for each year that no home care service has been utilized. And that savings is going to continue for up to the first 4 years of the membership. So going into year 5 and beyond, the membership rates are going to remain at that 40% discounted rate until the time that home care service has been requested. Once the planned hours are accessed, the service contract fee reverts back to the year 1 amount and remains at that level for the rest of the membership. So because of the set number of hours in each plan and the loss of discounts for non-use, this is the members' motivation not to access their service hours before they really need it, before they're in trouble. They don't want to call us because they don't feel like vacuuming one day. They want to wait until they need essential home care service and they feel it's going to last for some time. Now, the other built-in feature is our inflation protection. Now, because members are contracting for access to hours, home care hours, and not days or dollars, the value of the plan hours is going to increase over time automatically with the cost of home care. So the example we have on the screen right now is our Platinum plan, has 10,000 lifetime membership hours. Now, back in 2014, the national average home care service hour retail was $20, which gave the 10,000 hours of the Platinum plan a $200,000 value. In 2018, that national average was $25 an hour, which automatically brought the value of those 10,000 hours up to $250,000. Now, the estimated home care cost in 2020, $30 or more. We're already at way over $30 in many states that we're in, but we're just talking about the national average. The national average being $30 or more brings the value up to $300,000 or more. So it's a built-in inflation protection within every plan. The enrollment form that you see on the screen in our customer survey, that's all the paperwork you have when you're enrolling a new member into our plan. It just doesn't get any easier than this. You're going to send in these 2 documents along with the initial payment and a blank voided check if you're signing someone up for a monthly bank draft. But that's it, folks. There's a paperwork checklist in every welcome kit. We want you to read through that before you go in to make a presentation so you're familiar with what paperwork you're going to need to take out and send in to us. We also have an online enrollment form which is available in the representative section of our website. To get into that representative section, you're going to call in to our administration director and she's going to set you up with a password. But the online enrollment, it's very simple. You're going to fill out your side and then you would email the rest of the enrollment to your client to where they would fill out their section and send in that credit card payment. If you want to know how the online enrollment instructions work, you can go in once again to the representative section of our website. When you look under resources and downloads, you'd hit training and webinars, and there's an online enrollment instruction PowerPoint there that you can download and go through. So you can be on the phone with the person as they're filling out their section where they live. There's great discounts to be taken advantage of upon enrollment. This is all located on our one price sheet. There's a 5% discount for individuals selecting an annual membership payment. For husband and wife, domestic partners, roommates signing up for a monthly bank plan, each plan can save 10% on the price of enrollment. And for that same husband and wife, domestic partners, roommates, signing up at the same time and both electing to make an annual membership payment. Each membership can save 15% on the price of the plan at the time of enrollment. You're going to always want to use separate enrollment forms for couples, and discounts can be applied if couples select different level plans. The price of the plans, our bronze plan starts at only $95 a month, the silver plan $175 a month, the gold plan $295 a month, and our top plan, the platinum plan, $475 per month. Always remember at the time of enrollment to select the very best plan the member can afford, because plans can always be downgraded at any time, but they can never be upgraded after they've enrolled into our plans. Representatives cannot enroll family members. Our last actuarial report showed a huge spike in claims, and unfortunately we've had to discontinue that. But also remember, this is a field issue contract that is effective the day you write the enrollment. On the screen now is a 3-minute personalized True Freedom marketing video, and this is something representatives are using for their e-marketing as well as during their individual and group presentations. So what we'd like to do is take a quick 3-minute break, share this video with you, and Mark and I will be back on the other side of this.
3 minutes.
The good news is today seniors are living longer than ever before. The problem is, as we grow older, life becomes more challenging. Statistics show 3 out of 4 seniors will need some form of home care in their lifetime. The solution most people are aware of is a long-term care nursing home policy. The problem is the strict underwriting conducted in order to be accepted. Even seniors who appear healthy are rejected because of their health history, prescription medications, and more. And these days, long-term care policies are primarily written to people ages 45 to 64. So, for people 65 and older, now what do you do? True Freedom Premier Plans from American Senior Services Incorporated are the most viable alternative to long-term care insurance today. With a True Freedom membership, you're purchasing access to home care hours that can be utilized when you need them. The plans feature no underwriting, no claim forms, no deductibles, and no age limits. True Freedom plans are available and identical in all 50 states. Clients select one of 4 available plans containing the amount of hours they prefer. When service is required, the member simply calls a toll-free number to the customer care center. They set up your care, coordinate the hours you specify, and pay the bills. One call does it all. Think of it like a home care concierge plan. And because it's a membership, there are no health triggers to receive service, no claim forms, and no paperwork. The plans arrange personal care assistance for things such as dressing, bathing, hygiene, meal planning and preparation, grocery shopping, light cleaning, medication reminders, being accompanied to doctor's appointments, and more, all from the comforts of your own home. A senior's safety and wellness at home are what's most important. That's why the plans allow you to receive service from a licensed home care agency or gives you the freedom to select a trusted friend or neighbor to assist you at home. Most health care coverage does not include this type of service. Are you the child of an aging parent? Does your work, current location, or ongoing responsibilities prohibit you from being there for an elder loved one? Tell them about True Freedom Premier Plans right now. True Freedom Plans can arrange for care up to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week service. The value of plan hours automatically increases with the cost of home care over time, and members are rewarded with a decrease in membership fees the first 4 years if no home care service is utilized. American Senior Services Incorporated is backed by an experienced management team working with seniors for over 30 years. They have the highest recognition and endorsement by Dun & Bradstreet and have earned their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Find out how a True Freedom Premier Plan can bring peace of mind and security to your family by contacting a representative today.
Okay, so that is our 3-minute marketing video, and this is something that, once again, agents are using for their presentations. This is something all agents can go right to our website at www.truefreedomhomecare.com. When you scroll down on the landing page, you can go right to the video. You can download the MP4 directly to your laptop or your tablet, and you can use this video during your presentation without having a Wi-Fi connection. So that's very valuable. This is also something we can customize with your name and your contact information at the end. So we're happy to do that for you free of charge. The only thing we ask as agents, we ask you to send in one enrollment, and then when you request the video after we receive that enrollment, we're going to customize the video for you for free and send the MP4 and a YouTube link to you to utilize for your marketing and your presentations. We also have a flyer because we don't want you to use the brochures as marketing pieces. So we created this trifold brochure to use for marketing, and this is something that agents are using at health fairs as well as dropping these off at senior activity centers, moose lodges, elks clubs, anywhere seniors gather. There's a place in the back for you to glue in your business card and your contact information, but it gives a quick overview of the plans and creates something for people to talk about and want questions answered about. So we send those out with every welcome kit. But in terms of sales, we have ongoing webinars on request. We also are available for personal one-on-one training for agents who would like to call in and just get some individual attention. We're more than happy to do that. And again, we can customize these marketing videos for you to utilize during your group and individual presentations. In terms of sales, right on the Medicare.gov, it talks about how Medicare will provide intermittent skilled nursing care, physical therapy, along with speech-language pathology and occupational services. But Medicare does not provide things such as meal planning and preparation, delivery, and homemaker services like grocery shopping, housekeeping, laundry, assistance with bathing, dressing, toileting, hygiene, grooming, or 24-hour care in the home. So you're going to want to bring this to someone's attention when you're making a presentation. So before you finish your sale, you might want to circle on page 2 that statistic, how 70% of seniors are going to need some form of home care in their lifetime. Then you're going to want to flip over to page 3 and circle whichever plan they might be thinking about and show them what the current lifetime retail value of that plan is. Then you're going to want to switch over to page 4 and circle the fact that because they're contracting for access to hours and not days or dollars, the value of those hours is going to automatically increase over time with the cost of home care. So what you're doing is you're really bolstering that value proposition to the True Freedom Premier plans. But then go to the enrollment form and circle this, the suitability standard for enrollment. Everyone is one health incident away from not being able to secure a True Freedom Premier plan. It's the people that wait too long that will call you up later. If they're in need of or receiving care, you're just not going to be able to help them. So the agent's closing message should be that this is a plan to put away and utilize for when future essential home care service is necessary. So your message is, I hope you never have to use this because that means something bad has happened. But you now have a plan that is going to have assistance quickly at your door with just a simple phone call in the event of an unexpected injury or illness. And all service is arranged for you to receive in the comfort of your own home. That's huge for seniors. In terms of money, it's a field issue contract. There's no medical underwriting, no MIB, no phone interview. Your lifetime vested renewals as of your first enrollment. There's no startup or representative fees to be a representative for us. Commissions are paid as earned 10 days after paperwork is received. It's available in all 50 states, and the paperwork is identical in all 50 states. Now, as a special webinar enrollment bonus for every agent attending this live webinar, we're going to tack on a $75 per enrollment bonus for every plan submitted between February 26th and May 31st. And that's our presentation. For any contracting, you're going to want to contact Christy Johnson or Rick Pruscia at 800-365-8208, or their emails are there at the bottom of the screen.
Excellent, Scott. That's great. Rick, Christy, can you hear us?
We sure can.
Okay. We don't have any questions that were typed in. Is there anything question-wise that there was a few things that normally we add about the The most sold plan happens to be the Silver plan, the plan that's $175 a month, 3,000 lifetime hours. And like Scott just mentioned, very important that they choose the very best plan at the time that they're being written, because they cannot increase the plan. We have a lot of questions that come in after they have a plan and want to increase, and of course that we avoid direct selection against.
Yeah, and I would absolutely stress that, because I know that we've had representatives before that have gotten clients signed up, and they start receiving benefits, and they hit their first 90-day mark where they've got to be paying it on their own, and they say that the next time around they want more benefits. It's just not something you can do. So like you said earlier, be sure your client is looking at the plan options that are they're most comfortable paying those premiums on, and to let them know that is something that they are going to be with for life, unless they want to get lower benefits, of course, but they can't upgrade once they start receiving the benefits from the policy. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. We just had a question come in. Can a member have more than one contract? They cannot. They can have individual contracts, husband and wife. No member can have more than one contract. Once all hours are fulfilled, we get this question: can they buy another plan? No, they cannot. So like we just said, to have them choose the very best plan they possibly can that's in their budget. Clarify the difference between the brochure and the trifold. The brochure is a full disclosure. It has all information, and of course on the enrollment form on the back has the terms and conditions. The trifold is more so for marketing purposes. It is not a full disclosure, but it gives them a good portion of the information to try to get that individual to see if they have interest. So again, the brochure you always would leave at time of purchase or presentation. The trifold is more of a marketing tool. Rick, I want to just make a point to everybody. Like I said, I've been an insurance agent for, well, almost 40 years now. Started at age 20, and here I am. I'm a senior myself. I don't think there's a more valuable plan for seniors to have an ability to purchase than home care. I don't know any of my clients over the decades that ever said to me, hey, Mark, I want to go to a nursing home. I can't wait to go. They all are looking for as many options as possible to stay at home. Home sweet home, there's a reason why that saying has been around for many, many hundreds of years. There's very, very few options nowadays that seniors have available to them to purchase home care or a home care plan, and I understand there's other valuable plans that are, of course, through Premier. I will say this very respectfully. Nobody has a plan quite like ours with the latitude of choices, without needing ADLs to qualify for services, without having tax qualified. Like Scott said, the restoration, or what we call rejuvenation, with other plans is normally 6 months, and you have to recover to be self-sufficient. In so many cases, I've had many of my clients, including my own mother, when she needed to use her long-term care, she did not qualify based on 2 ADLs, even though she was in a weakened condition with a cancer situation, was able to use our home care plan. And that does not negate how important traditional long-term care is. Our plans are not to be a replacement of current coverage. They are to be added to whatever portfolio is already in place. So it's not a replacement plan, it's to be added to. Many, in my case, hundreds of my clients that have had my traditional long-term care and continue to be clients, I've added this right on top of their traditional long-term care. Many of our sales come from insurance agents in the Medicare supplement arena, adding this on top to their Medicare supplement clients.
There was a question that came in. Can you share the best practices of agents using social media to market this service? That would be that 3-minute marketing video that you saw. Send us one enrollment. We'll personalize it with your name and contact information, which will drive the business directly to your phone or to your computer. So that would really be the best way. People love the video. They watch it several times over, and it really does sink in when they watch it. But it's actually very simple. You know, our plans, they have similarities to insurance, which is this is a plan they have to get before they need it. That's probably the greatest similarity to traditional insurance. The main differences are we have no medical underwriting, and there are no health triggers in order for the members to receive service. That's a huge difference. There's no hoops we make them jump through.
Rick, Christy, I'll let you kind of finish up in case there's other questions. We would do this as often as you need to or as requested. We're always available. You know, kudos to Premier. They put together such a great platform for Christy and Rick to tell their story, and I will tell you these are two individuals that for any product you should look to Premier and to Rick and Christy for information. I still will tell you ours is the very, very best option for home care for seniors.
We did have another question that come in. What is the age range that makes the best sense to purchase this plan on the younger side?
You know, as we said, there's no age bracket or age limit. The average age of entries in the mid-70s. It makes sense in my mind if they are not a suitable candidate for traditional long-term care, and many nowadays are not. You almost have to win the Wimbledon. I would say over 65. Keep in mind, if somebody 68 years old purchases our plan and they have the plan for 10 years and do not use it, well, their rate starting on the 5th year would have been 40% lower than at time of purchase, and their benefits would have continued to increase and are more valuable those years later. So I think respectfully, we try to say the super seniors, we're seeing more and more applications coming in from clients in their 60s, early 70s. But the best time of entry is when you get to them to make a decision, because like Scott said, everybody's one problem away from not being a suitable candidate and not being able to purchase our plan, and in many cases anybody's plan. So I would have to say probably late 60s, mid-70s at time of entry.
And once again, it's very, very rare that we get a phone call for service in the first 3-5 years of membership. You know, it's just so rare unless there's been an unexpected injury, a trip and fall accident, or a health episode. So other than that, this is a plan people are putting away and saving for when, God forbid, something like that does happen.
Rick, Christy, is there anything else you'd like to add or any questions that you need to know?
I can't think of anything right offhand, and I think you guys did an excellent job of going over the basics of the policy. So for certain, if anyone on the line has any other questions that come to them after the fact, or if they just want to, you know, get some information sent out to them so they can look over it at their own pace, or if they do want to get set up with ASSI, by all means get in contact with Chrissy or get in contact with me here at Premier, and we're happy to do that for you. I mean, if you do have, whether you have some other clients you want to be looking at for some other types of coverage, we can definitely help you out with that. But especially today, I want to be talking to new representatives about how they can fit this into their portfolios. And like I said, to start off with the presentation, to finally be able to get those clients that, you know, you've had their files sitting around for years and you haven't been able to get something for them for whatever reason. Definitely give me a call, and I'm happy to hash it out with you. Christy's happy to discuss it with you and see if this True Freedom Premier is something that can finally give them some level of coverage that they've never had before, and hopefully can add a little bit to your guys' bottom line to pay to turn those lights on every day.
Without a doubt. Good statement, Rick. Thanks again, everybody. Christy, Rick, we'll talk to you soon. And like I said, Rick, Christy, would be happy to do this as often as that you would want to have it presented.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you. We appreciate it.